What's going on, guys? It's Kyle here from Love and Solidarity. It is Tuesday night, about 9:30 here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on now because I'm noticing a lot of negativity with all of the news, more than usual. A lot of stuff we're seeing, especially with people who are paying attention to what the news isn't saying. Um, Stuff like the nuclear situation. Excuse me. With Nebraska, what's going on with the fires in New Mexico, where they're hiding, apparently there's the nuclear power plant in 3 miles from there, and they're measuring the levels of plutonium, uh, and so people are a little anxious as usual, knowing what the government is hiding from them. The TSA is hiding that, or trying to hide it. It got leaked out that a lot of these people that work at the microwaves at the airport are getting cancer, and they try to cover that up, and only a couple of news stations covered it. No national ones did, so I think they're going to try their best to keep that out of the loop. Otherwise, the whole TSA thing is just going to hit the fan, and they can't have that. Um, so I just wanted to comment saying that there's a lot of stuff going on. A couple weeks ago, truck drivers were apparently calling in and saying that they were delivering weapons and tanks and stuff to all major cities, and that they thought, somebody was told that something big was going to happen soon. They were told that, what else were they told? Something, one guy called in all nervous and shaky and crying, and, they're told once they get out of their truck or once they get out to load stuff in, they're told to just look the other way, because they don't want to know what they're driving. That's the kind of same thing that happened with the swine flu vaccines, where these truck drivers drove into like underground things, and or at least that's what they were saying. So all of these puzzle pieces are being put together, but of course this is what happened with the New Madrid fault line, and when we were looking at information pointing towards there maybe being a major earthquake. Not to say that isn't to come yet, but those are things we can't control, and those are things that, as long as you're prepared, you shouldn't be worrying about, and the only thing you should be worrying about is that you're not prepared for the worst. So I highly recommend you do as much as you can. I can't stress it enough to get as much water, especially water. My favorite, ramen noodles, rice, and stuff like that. Just, keep chipping in, because you never know if something's going to hit tomorrow. And as long as you're ready, you've got nothing to worry about, and sit back and watch the show start. I guess it could be that all of these things are interlinked, and something big will happen with all of these trucks. But of course, we won't know until something happens. My personal take on it would be that they're preparing for some sort of an economic collapse. Of course, a friend of mine was going to be, or looked into being a law officer, police duty cop kind of guy, and he got to tour a local police station around here a couple years ago. And I thought he was a little crazy for it. He was just making stuff up, but he was touring, and there's this huge tank that he ended up showing me a picture of, and it was bigger than anything that we go to war with, and he asked what was that for, and it was like a brand new police station, all this new weaponry and stuff. I think it was like in Aurora, Illinois, and he said it was for riot control. You're thinking, well, when are we gonna need that? When are we gonna need riot control? And I guess it's the same prep thing. You never know when something's gonna happen, but it's a little intimidating to see something like that being used specifically for riot control. Um, so we're seeing a lot of stuff in the news that's just negative, 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 negative. Um, Apparently, some luxury hotel was attacked by terrorists. Terrifying, terrifying, terrifying terrorists. You know, uh, and we should all be scared because Kabul is definitely near here. But you know, I saw that when it was breaking news, and every time, see, I'll admit it, every time CNN puts up, like flashing, breaking news, I freak out and think, oh, what could it be, what could it be, and then it's something that really doesn't affect me. Another thing we're seeing, I guess something positive, if you want to call it, positive, about the confirmation of a collapse. China bought a ton of gold and silver recently, today and yesterday, and probably more tomorrow. Um, just stocking up on their physical silver, physical gold, instead of just having notes for it. Um, Preparing for what I would see as a world collapse. What I would see is something that needs to happen in order for people to wake up. So um, you just see the news being hidden, us looking for what we see as truth, because nobody will tell us that, but we're crazy for thinking different than what the news says. And then just like it's called, collapse confirmation, when you see countries reacting as though our theories are correct, because they know what's going on, because they know what history repeats itself. And I'll have another video on that soon, probably on my channel. I was going to make a big video about that. So just want to say, hang in there, guys. Probably will get worse as far as news goes, but just keep your head in a swivel. Just head up. Doesn't really matter. The news can't affect you. I only read the news because I'm interested, and I like to know what's in the news, so that when people try to prove to me, oh well, they said this, they said that, I know what they're talking about. I know the Casey Anthony trial, all that stupid crap. I don't pay I can't even pay 2 minutes looking at that. But I'll have more soon. Just stay positive, guys. I'll be back on here soon. And if you're in one of those near flood areas, I'd suggest you get out of there, because here where I'm at, there's nothing to worry about as far as I know. Especially if you're in St. Louis. St. Louis is in a bad situation that nobody knows about, but I wouldn't say leave yet, or leave at all. It's one of those things that'll just happen like that. The floodgates will open or whatever. Anyways, just look more into that. A lot of interesting stuff going on. So apparently there's a new tropical storm too. I'll be back here soon. Have a good one, guys.